Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thanks everyone. Just before we get into the questions, just want to say tough loss today. Going into it, my intention was to please the client. It was to take amazing pictures. It was to make my client happy, and it just didn't happen today. Don't want to talk about my future. I'm staying here. I'm staying as a photographer. None of that's changing. One bad day or perceived bad day. One bad day or perceived bad day is not going to change my drive. It's not what got me here. That attitude is not what got me here. So anyway, yeah, go ahead. Let's start with, Candace.
Being an outsider and viewing it all day, we did notice a client buzzing in your ear, and did that have any effect on your performance?
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious. I think if you look back at the tape, yeah, the client was right there, constantly in my ear. A lot of things were discussed before the shoot that I thought would be communicated. I thought it was understood. It was understood. I didn't feel the need to have them in my ear during the process. We had established a strategy for the day. And then, sure, I mean, is that going to affect you? I don't know. You tell me. If you've got X amount of time to get a great picture and you're putting 100% of your creativity into that, let's say into X amount of time, but half of that amount of time, someone's distracting you and you're taking their picture, is that going to affect the outcome? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. I'm not going to say it. Every client's a great client. Every client's entitled to their input. Every client's entitled to their input. I understand. And again, like I said before, at the end of the day, you've got to take responsibility as a photographer, and you've got to perform under all different circumstances. So if the client's buzzing around you like a bee and won't shut up in your ear all day long, that's on you as a photographer. Could they have maybe taken a step back and trusted you a little bit as a photographer to do the job that you've been doing your whole career that you do well? Maybe. But again, yeah, I'll take responsibility. Jim in the back. You took really boring pictures today. It's not normal for you, Justin. Do you care to comment why? What made today bad? Yeah, thanks for your question to start. Thank you for being here. Did I take bad pictures today? Yeah, according to you, yes. According to the client, perhaps. Do I feel like the picture was boring? No. Was every picture perfect? No, of course not. But I felt like there was enough in there to satisfy the client. Worked hard from start to finish. It was a long day shooting. Not blaming the elements, not blaming the client. At the end of the day, it's my responsibility as a photographer to deliver. So, yeah, if you guys don't think they were great or the client didn't think the pictures were great, that falls on me. But no, nothing. Personally, everything's fine. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Stuart.
Hi, Justin. Sorry about such a tough day and tough questions, but I noticed you abandoned your prime lenses quite early in the shoot in favor of the zoom lenses. Do you regret sticking with that strategy?
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I've been known for taking a lot of pictures with prime lenses. I've been known for taking pictures with prime lenses. It's how I got here to this point in my career. I'm a big advocate of using prime lenses. It makes you move more. It makes you think more. But a couple hours into the shoot, due to the conditions, I was a little restricted in my movement. I was a little restricted where I could go. I've got a slight back injury there, so I decided to put the primes away, took out the 7200, took out the 100 or 400, and sure, it made me a lot less mobile. It made me perhaps a little bit lazy, but I still think there's some nice shots in there. I still think a couple of shots we got with 7200 were good. Maybe not to the level I normally get my images with the prime, so no, I'm not going to say I regret it, because during the circumstances that's at the time, that's what I felt was best. Looking back, I don't see how things could have gone differently. With the lack of movement, with my lower back injury, I felt like that was the right move to make. And looking at the photos now and reviewing everything, I still feel like that was the right decision. Obviously, you guys disagree, but I stand by it. Luke, yeah.
You neglected to use artificial light when you clearly saw the natural light was flat and dull. Why was that?
Thanks for your question, Luke. Yeah, I mean, I'm a natural light photographer. I'm going to stick with that. Just because the elements change, just because the situation change, I'm not going to switch with what got me here, which is natural light, which is knowing natural light. Yes, the light was a little bit dull. I thought I could work around that. I thought I could be more creative than perhaps I was today. I thought I could still pull some of the images out with that light. It just didn't happen. You know, some days are better than others in this field. Sometimes you have a great day, sometimes you have a bad day. But I didn't get here using artificial light. I didn't get here flashing all over the place. That's not my style. That's not who I am. And I didn't want to abandon that. And you know what? Dull light tomorrow, I do the same thing all over again. So no regrets there. Only regret the sun didn't come out and could have made my job a lot easier, but it didn't. And that's just the way it goes to sometimes. But you know, I'm trying to put today behind me and move on to the next shoot. Lisa.
Can you discuss your emotions when you were uploading your images? Do you feel like you had something in there at the time? Something that was going to make the client happy? Were you confident uploading them? And were you confident upon delivery?
Sure. I mean, I'm always confident. You know, I go out there, I give everything I have every single day. I leave it out there. Every single time I go out for a shoot, I leave it out there. And so, of course, I was confident. You know, when I was uploading those images, I felt I had something. Obviously, you know, looking back, we know the client's not happy. You know the client's not happy. So I'll take the blame for that. Do I still think there's something good in there? Sure. I think there's something we can work on and move from and build on? Absolutely. When I was uploading the images, you know, there's a couple I thought were good in there. They disagreed. Am I right? Are they right? You know, do I know photography well? Yeah, I think I do. Do they know photography as well as I do? Probably not. But you know, they're entitled to their opinion, and if they're not happy, they're not happy. So I have to take the blame on that. So, but again, back to your question, was I confident there was something in there that they would like? Sure. Yeah. Am I still confident? Sure. Absolutely. Do I disagree? Yeah, of course. The stuff in there I liked. I thought there was some good images in there. Like I said, I left everything out there today, and if they didn't see that, then you know. Tough. If I get another chance, I hope to be able to redeem myself. Who's right, who's wrong? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. I'll leave it up to the talking heads to decide. Yeah, Ron.
You skipped sunrise today, and you mentioned the weather report said it was going to be overcast. But we did have about 15 minutes of good light this morning, and you were nowhere to be found. There were reports, anonymous, yes, but there were reports of you at the hotel bar past 2 a.m. last night with a drink in your hand.
Am I going to deny that I was at the hotel bar last night? No, I was. I was talking with my agent. I was there with my agent and my assistant. We were discussing the plan. Was there a drink in my hand? Yes, but it was an alcoholic drink. Did it have a lime in it? Sure, but it was a club soda. So there was no alcohol involved last night. It wasn't a big party night or anything like that. That's not why I missed sunrise. The weather called for overcast. I thought, no reason to get up at 5 a.m. to shoot. Let's save our energy for later in the day. About 7 o'clock, sun's still going to be the same if we're going to have clouds. So that's the thought process there. You know, you guys jumped to conclusions a little bit quick. I appreciate your question. Definitely appreciate your question, but the assumption that we're out drinking and that's why I missed sunrise is you know, frankly, a little ridiculous, and I expect a little bit more out of you with your reporting to even question that. Never in my career before have I missed a sunrise because of partying the night before. It's not my nature. So, I mean, okay, yeah, I appreciate the question and understand where it's at. We were nowhere to be found, but listen, no sunrise. What's the point? The light's going to be the same. If we're not going to have sunrise, going to have cloud cover. At 5 a.m., what's the point? Let's use that energy, get my whole team, sleep a little bit more, have our energy so we can get out there and crush it and get out there and crush it, shoot at 7 o'clock, same thing. So it's not like we slept in till noon or anything like that. So as much as I appreciate your question, I also a little bit insulted at the insinuation. But thank you for the question. Yeah, buck.
So looking at the stats from today, going through the metadata, as we do as analysts, I'm noticing a lot of 1.4, 1.4, there's a 1.8 in there, but just a lot of 1.4 across the board from start to finish. Looking back now, and knowing the client isn't so happy, do you wish you would have tried something a little bit less shallow? You know, F11, F16, something along those lines?
Yes and no. You know, I'm sitting here before you. I'm sitting here. I got to where I'm at. I've got to this point right here, shooting at 1.4, shooting wide open, shooting a really shallow depth of field. So I'm not going to apologize for staying with what got me here. I'm not going to apologize for staying with what has pleased my clients for most of my career. So did I shoot a F16 ever today? No, I didn't. But I've gone days in the past where I didn't need to. Listen, the light wasn't great. I wanted my subjects to pop. The background was busy, you know, same as always. So I shot 1.4. Yes, I shot 1.8 a couple times. Did I ever get to 5.6 or more? No. But I'm not going to apologize for that. Again, that's not my style. That's not what I do. If I start playing someone else's game, then I'm not me anymore. And again, that's not what got me here. So you guys can crunch your numbers all day long. Look at them as much as you want, break it down as much as you want, but that's not me, that's not my style, and am I gonna change next week? Absolutely not. And am I gonna change next week? No, not for you, not for the client, not for anybody. Smidley.
Yes, do you think you overtoned your images today? And I noticed a lot of post-processing in your images today. Do you think you overtoned to compensate just for a bad day creatively? Did you spend a little bit too much time in post-production with hopes of, you know, hopefully that would correct just such a bad performance you had out there today?
No, I don't think I toned any differently. Yes, I threw a couple black and whites in there, but I just felt like I did that because that worked for those particular images. I don't think that overtoning, I don't think I overtoned in general, first of all. I don't think that can fix a bad day shooting, but I also don't think I had a bad day shooting. And if you factor in everything else that happened around me, again, I'm not blaming anyone. I take the blame myself, I'll take the high road, but a lot of factors go into a good photo shoot. It's not just the photographer, you know, it's pleasing the client, you know, what's the client's direction? How much are you going to listen to the client? Your assistant, not blaming my assistant, did a great job today. The models, the subjects in the shot, how are they performing? I know you're going to ask, you know, am I blaming? No, I'm not. I'm taking the blame myself. Did they perform at the best? Did they have a great day? Yeah, maybe not. Is a portrait a two-way street? Is a portrait a collaborative effort between the subject and the photographer? Sure. Did they give me their best effort today? You'd have to ask them. You'd have to ask them. I don't want to speak for them. If I were to speak for them, I'd say, yeah, maybe they could have had a better attitude today. But I'm not going to speak for them, and I'm going to, again, I'll take the blame myself, and I'll take the high road there on that one as well. Yeah, Jeremy.
Oh, today I noticed no emotions in your shot. Do you feel like you're suited more for product photography at this stage in your career?
I think that's a little harsh. Yes, I'm getting older, but I still have the energy, I still have the creativity, and I think skill level's still there to photograph people. It's all about connecting. Even though my footwork might not be the same, I got lower back injury, I can still communicate, you know, even better than I used to when I was younger. So I don't, I don't think that going into product photography at this point is for me. I think, yeah, I mean, a little insulted at the question. Nothing against product photographers or anything like that, but I've made my career doing photographing people and getting emotions out of them. The emotions, yeah, maybe they weren't there today, but like I said before, it's not just the photographer on that; it's the model as well. So, yeah, and factor in the client in your ear a little bit too. So, yeah, if I was just left to do my job sometimes without all this other stuff going on, if I could choose my models and choose my clients, yeah, I think we'd have a different outcome from today. But again, like I don't. In the end, it's your fault as the photographer. In the end, you have to own it as a photographer. It's your responsibility to get a good picture. I'm not going to play the blame game here at all. I take full responsibility, and again, I'll take the high road on that. Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, hi Justin. Thanks for coming out today. I noticed the communication and the body language with you and your assistant today wasn't great. Didn't see a lot of smiles, didn't see a lot of high-fiving. One point it looked like you were screaming at him. What happened today? Was there a problem? What happened today? Was there a problem between the two of you? Give us a little insight into what we saw today on the sideline.
And that's really between him and I. We're not the type that are going to high five constantly. A lot of language that we communicate is not high fives, pats on the back, smiles. We're just reading a situation. We're under a lot of stress out there. We're communicating with body language. I might just, I call for a 35mm lens. He brings it. There's no time really to shake his hand and congratulate him for just bringing me over my lens that I asked for. Did he have his best day today? You'd have to ask him. I don't know. Listen, no personal problems between the two of us. Sometimes you just have a bad day. Sometimes communication's off. The part where you saw me yelling at him, maybe, I'm not going to throw him under the bus for formatting a card that hadn't been backed up, but, it's a pretty common thing to not do. A pretty big mistake out there, can kind of mess up, but listen, my assistant, I picked him, I trained him, so I got to take the blame and I got to take the high road. Should you format a card without backing it up? Should the method be turn the card over and then don't turn it back over until you back it up? Yes, obviously, I think we all know that. Is it a key mistake that would get a lot of people fired? Sure. Am I going to fire him because of that? No. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to play the blame game. I take full responsibility. So yeah, I guess you could just chalk it up to a bad day of communication on both parts. Yeah, one more question. Yeah, Glenn.
So after a bad day like today, you've got a shoot coming up in a couple days, a lot of things went wrong today. Do you feel like today's performance will affect your confidence level going into your next shoot?
No, I still feel confident. Again, I think you guys are creating something that's not there. I think, bad day, your words, client's words, not mine. I felt like it was a fine day out there, all things considered going on. Client in the ear, assistant formatting a card that shouldn't have been formatted, model that didn't have a great attitude, bad weather. Photographer was still quite creative. Again, my fault, all these things, I'll take the blame. It's a photographer in the end, so it's a photographer's responsibility in the end to get great pictures, so I get it. But no, I think, I'm forgetting about today. I already forgot about it. Already thinking about the next shoot. Already thinking about moving forward, trying to have a great attitude going into my next shoot. Excited about it, confident about it. So no effects on the confidence level. Stick with the game plan, stick with what got me here, stick with what works, and on to next week. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate your time today. Take it easy.